It's about to be our final match as Inter Milan manager on this glory hunter journey, unless in about 8 years they are a really good Europa League side and we probably still haven't won it. Run the intro. Folks, welcome back to the final game of the season. That's right, I've played one in between the FA Cup final. I've played one between I know it's the Italian Cup. I just can't say it, viewers. I don't know what's got into me. I lost it to Sean Dyche. That's what's got into me. Yeah, not great. Of course, then. So we Sean Dyche. So we lost the Italian Cup final, and in between that game and this, we've played a solitary match at the very end of the season. It was a 1-1 draw against Bologna. Not great. The match stats are a picture, viewers. They've had 2 shots, 2 on target, and they've drawn 1-1. So good. We had a few shots here and there. Yeah, we were active. But shout out to Bologna. It's a good result for us. We lost 2-0 to them earlier in the season. Joshua DeWitt getting 3 goals in across the 2 games. So well done to him, I guess. Now, of course, I sort of talked about it in the earlier episode today. That and if you've not seen that, I lost to Sean Dyche. I mean, what's not to love? So we've got Brescia, who have actually got a chance to survive. We could send Brescia down here, which would be... I don't want to do that. I don't want to hurt a team like that. I do want to win. I want Diego to score. But, But of course, the league title then is well and truly wrapped up. A 7-point gap. We could put ourselves on 95 points with victory today. And with the lineup that I'm going with, you'd hope that was possible. Let's take a look at it. Of course, later on, we'll be talking about the potential moves around Europe that we are hopefully going to make. All right then, gang. Here it is then. Here's the 11 for this final game. Panico will be in goal. Kick Wolf not going to feature. Still injured. If we had a European final, he probably would have got back for that. But it's not happening this time around. The other miss for us is that SMS has got a small knock, so won't be featuring in this one either. But Ndisi will be at right back, Skriniar and Gigliotti will be at centre back, and Zaghi, of course, at left back. Barella and Alvarez will be in the centre with Aragon behind Diego, Cristiano one side, and Ansu Fati the other. So here we go then. Can we finish the season with a bang? And we're going to start positive for the first time in a long time. Not only that, of course, this Brescia situation down at the very bottom of the league table, you take a look at it. Sassuolo, Parma and Brescia, they're the teams at risk, and actually looking at it, Frosinone also at risk. So the relegation battle is actually quite interesting. We will follow it as if we are... we're in a privileged position of winning the league already, so we can follow it as if a fan, viewers. This would be fun. Who do we want to stay up? Parma? I've got history with Parma, so maybe Parma. I'd like it if Parma stayed up. Sure, that's not doing any harm to anyone, is it? Is it? No. Their side then, Sandro is up top for them, the Spaniard. And, he's still relatively decent for Brescia. I did a Brescia save at the start of FM19 that was part of the loss of everything on my computer, you might recall. I missed that save. It was really fun. It's just a sad recollection of things that have happened, viewers. All right, I do want our boys, though, for competitive integrity, I want our boys to put in a shift here, really, as we will take a look at what happens down the bottom. Match stats are important. Let's see who survives. Bologna are already losing 2-0 to Udinese as Parma strike first against Atalanta, and it's already kicking off down there, viewers. Parma currently surviving. Udinese now 3-0. We drew 1-1 with them, and they beat us earlier. What's happening with them? They finished 8th, right? So that's not bad, and Udinese are absolutely destroying them. So far here, half an hour in, clearly the boys want me to leave because they know it's going to be happening. Of course, I'm going to have a chat with Zhang at some point, maybe. I don't know what he's not going to be happy about the fact I'm leaving, obviously. But he's spent a lot of money on me, and now I'm potentially going to be popping off. As Mike Dean once said, off you pop. Strange reference. This league table's a bit obnoxious, isn't it, viewers? Let's move that to the side and make the pitch slightly smaller. I think it's their pitch size that's caused all this. Quite long, isn't it, as far as pitch sizes go? And, Cremonese have had a pretty disappointing season. Just 9 points for them, which is... well, the equivalent of 3 wins. I don't know if I doubt they've got 3 wins and they're never drawn. As Ansu Fati, inside the penalty area, goes for goal, finds the back of the net, and his 37th goal of the season. He's been tremendous. How old is he? I'm quite curious. 25, so still got plenty of time for him to be a superstar. And, he's already a superstar based on the season he's had with me. Someone's getting hurt out there? They're not. A child has probably fallen off. Hopefully, I was going to say hopefully a bike, but I was actually hopefully not a bike. Hopefully not outside, viewers. If you didn't hear it, it's just the ramblings of a nutcase, isn't it, from me there? As we scored at the end of the half, 1-0. Brescia look like they might be going down. Of course, the teams under Brescia will definitely be going down. Sassuolo and Cremonese. Do I have to shut the window? There's kids playing outside, which I should be happy about, but it's really ruining the video. And on the same level, viewers, it's a bit warm in it, so the window's open. So what a scenario. I'm going to allow it. Have fun, kids. I didn't mean the youngsters in the Brescia side. I meant the people outside. All right, 55, 56 minutes gone as Parma still leading. Atalanta have had a man injured. He's had to go off. Lazio winning their game. AC Milan winning their game. Of course, look out for a few of these names. You may well see them, as well as obviously a lot of my Inter players will be in the European Championships. I suspect we'll come up against a fair few of them as we battle our way through to hopefully getting our first international trophy. I'm considering, and let me know what you think in the comment section, I'm considering doing the European Championships as one episode, as one sort of big bumper episode where I include it all in one. What do you think? Or would you like to see me split it up into different parts? Of course, I could make more videos, but at the same time, I could just condense it into one. I feel like our relationship with the Italian national team isn't particularly strong. Do you know, I think I'm being honest there when I say that. So bringing you sort of the group stages and the qualifying, I think doing it as one episode might be the trick. But comment section, let me know down below. What do you think about that? So we've got a free kick. There's 10 minutes to go here, and Brescia are, well, they're not doing brilliant. They're not really fighting too hard. As Parma look like they're going to stay up, which, to be honest, I'm on board with. 5 minutes to go. Team-wise, I'm going to get Diego off here. In fact, do I take all my Italians off just to be safe? I'm going to bring Eddie Salcido on. I slandered Eddie Salcido earlier. He's now got 14 finishing. He's a man with 13 finishing for a large part of his career. A finishing statistic that I'm not okay with. It's gone from 13 there to 14, but I'm still not okay with it. I like my strikers to be slightly more clinical. And look, he's got a chance here. I've just realised that's Diego's final moments in an Inter shirt, viewers, and we've not even been able to say him goodbye. Diego t-shirts, by the way, coming soon. I'm going to buy 3. I've gone mad, viewers. Keep your eyes out for that in the next couple of days, I would imagine. As Diego, obviously, wherever I go next, he is priority numero uno. Yeah, that's right. As we've got the ball. Oh, it's got a shot on goal. Cristiano. And it's not going to count, viewers. And if that doesn't sum up the Inter period that we've had in the second part of this series, then I don't know what does. A player that I have forced into a role has scored a goal, and he's about 3 metres offside. I don't know if he celebrated. Some of the players tried to. They don't know the rules, viewers. As time ticks away here, Parma are going to be successful, and they're going to survive as we get a 1-0 victory over Brescia. It was enthralling, wasn't it, viewers? Much like the cup final against Napoli, we know what the goal was here. The goal was to win Serie A. Serie A has been completed. The finances are in the bin. They are done for, Inter now. They're done. I warned him, didn't I? I warned him. I didn't care what happened as long as I won the title. That job has been done. If I had to try and win it next season, this would have been an utter disaster. Imagine that scenario. But yeah, things have gone well. And Zaki's got a bruised ankle, which is not good because he's part of my Italy side. As, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been spotted somewhere as we get a bit of money for winning that. We won't do the press conference on this occasion. I just want to go slightly further forward. I want to make sure, because I said I've been teasing it for ages now, we'll talk about what the plan is next, and I'm not too sure. Before we do that, though, I want to focus very quickly on the top performers from this side. Of course, players that we may well take with us in the future. Goal scoring has been the ticket for Cristiano, mainly though Ansu Fati and Diego. 28 for Diego, 37 for Ansu Fati, as well as 10 assists as well. 19 assists for Anthony Aragon. Really, really impressive. Only 2 goals though. That's not quite what we wanted. A few more wouldn't have gone amiss. Barella, a little bit underrated there. 14 assists for him in those stakes, and 8 for Cristiano. Again, not too bad at all. And Skriniar, 8 goals, 4 assists. I like to see that very, very much. If you actually sort by goals, you can see there, and assists very similar. SMS is done fantastically as well. What I like about SMS is he's finally continued the form that he was doing after I left. I feel like if I had any unfinished business here at Inter, it was the form of this man. We had to make sure he was having a good year with us this year. And a 7.53, not quite his best season. He's had a couple that are better, but right up there in terms of his top performances. And he's actually 33 now, so we've done pretty well. We've probably got the best great season out of him. I'd be interested to see how he does next year, actually. And he's the sort of player that I would absolutely take with me to other sides if given the opportunity to. In terms of value, some of the boys are worth an awful lot of money. Diego, I'm thinking, is going to be challenging to move around with me if I can, but he's the sort of player that I would love to get with me. Kick Wolf there, valued at 29 million. Cost them at 100 million, so I don't know if he'd ever be able to move. But again, another player that I've really enjoyed using. When you look at the average ratings for the entirety of the season, well, I mean, Daniel at the top there, you've only played a couple of games, mate, so you don't really count. But SMS, far and away the best performer. I say far and away, actually. Him and Skriniar very, very close together. Diego Diego, Aragon, Fati, Barella, and Ndizi not too far behind. And another mention to Gedson Fernandez. Those two have sort of shared that right-back spot and have performed really well. Gigliotti, I'm sure we'll see in the future, as well as Inzaghi as well, as both really good players, still young enough to do something in the world game. And yeah, a little shout again, Anthony Aragon could be a superstar. Keep an eye on him, of course. We've got another 10 years at least to play with this save. I'm sure we'll be seeing this little Peruvian in and around different teams. He's that sort of player, so good. I'd be curious. And again, someone I might try and take with me elsewhere. 19 assists. He's done enough to convince me he's probably worth it. Look, it's been a really good year. The players have been fantastic. We'll go to the next screen where it tells me sort of player of the year. I don't know when it exactly happens, but it happens soonish. I've also been asked to do my Italy squad for the European Football Championships, and I've got to do it right now, which is very awkward. Of course, we'll talk through it in the actual episode, but I'm going to have to do it now, annoyingly. I mean, this is bad because I'm showing you a little bit here. I'm just picking the players, even Eddie Salcido, that have played for me. Right, I think I'm happy with my selection. I feel that was a very stressful, very stressful experience. Trying to pick 4 Inter players and Vignato and making sure you can still keep integrity within the squad was a challenge. All right, then, now you can see there, top goal scorers in Serie A, unsurprisingly really, Ansu Fati and Diego, they get the top two spots. And with Orsolini, who we've seen a few times actually, getting up there as well. Has he really done this well? 22 and 38, that's pretty outrageous. Considering his ability, that's 10 finishing. And I don't like Salty, unreal. Me and Patrick Vieira apparently are up for Manager of the Year. I mean, I think we should base it on win ratio alone, viewers. I would give it to me. I mean, I'm going to vote for Patrick Vieira. Why not? I don't get the opportunity very often, viewers. I mean, that might hurt me, viewers. And if he wins it, I'm going to be not very happy. But how often do me and Patrick Vieira get to, conclude's the wrong word, viewers. Make your own minds up. You choose what I was trying to say. Cristiano's unhappy. I believe that the player is unhappy at your failure to even attempt to play him in his strongest position. He's waited until now, viewers, which I think's a bold choice, generally. Discuss the promise. Cristiano. I can't believe you've got the audacity to bring this up. I'm going to say you're going to have to toughen up. In fact, I might say, I'm going to apologise, but if he wants to leave Inter, then that's going to be... Sean Dyche has been sacked by Napoli. He beat me in the bloody Italian Cup. Now they've sacked him. They're the other players, by the way, that have been called up. Not that many when you look at that, really. Ansu Fati's, of course, gone. Spirin's gone. Kick Wolf's gone. And Belgium have got Verhagen. There's not actually... I thought there'd be a lot more. I guess a lot of our good players aren't necessarily from this part of the world. You look at there, of course, Diego's Argentinian. Cristiano's Brazilian. Van Dijk didn't get a call-up, interestingly. Joachim Andersen didn't go up for Denmark, which you'd maybe think he would do. A few of the Portuguese boys I thought might be a little closer. But actually, looking at that, so many Italians in the squad, and I've not picked all of them, which has shown a lot of... That's been tough. I'm sure if I was to continue as Italy manager, we'd see the majority of them in the next squad, but there has to be boundaries, viewers. All right, then, we're finally at the point where all the leagues around the country have now finalised. Of course, there's a few left to go. Now, team-wise, if we take a look then at the job security screen, you can see here the teams that are looking to maybe sack their manager or have already sacked their manager. There is a host of teams. Lyon are one of those teams. Now, the Lyon project would be tough. Their squad at the moment isn't really strong. It's okay. They've just finished 5th in Liga, and that's the problem with that. I mean, it's not what we really want, is it, necessarily? And we're looking for a managerial shuffle, and hopefully that is what will happen. Liverpool and Tottenham both looking for managers. Napoli, also a team looking for a manager, and a few teams here as well are on the edge, potentially, of sacking managers. Not necessarily teams, though, that will be useful for us. We need there to be a managerial shuffle, and then we need to take massive advantage of that managerial shuffle. Otherwise, we might start... There's a possibility of this. We might start this next season either unemployed or as Inter Milan manager. There is a real possibility that could happen if we can't find the job that is perfect for us in terms of our next step in Glory Hunter. The option to go back to Dortmund doesn't seem there. Bayern Munich doesn't seem there. Barcelona, Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. If again, take a look at these leagues in focus, you can see Madrid won it. Barcelona 7 points behind. Atletico Madrid quite a way off, actually, when you think about it. All inclusive, like 12 points there is quite a big margin to make up, especially against the likes of Real Madrid. That's a dream destination. Real Madrid, PSG, dream destinations. Germany, for me, is the interesting one because, of course, we've managed, if we go to the league table this way, we've managed Dortmund. They are 5 points behind Bayern Munich, so they're not even that far behind. would you want me to go back to Dortmund? I've done it once. Or do you want to see a bit more variety in teams? Or do we like the idea that this is sort of almost just we're going back to teams that we were really good with, we failed, and then we're going back and trying to find some redemption with? Or should we be trying to bury Borussia Dortmund for the fact their players let me down? I don't know what the right thing to do is. So again, the gap there, not that big. And really what we need is a little bit more disruption to some of these league tables. The further you go into the future, the more reputation changes, the more likely you see teams rise up out of nowhere and become a force. Like Real Sociedad might become one of those teams if they continue to be in the Champions League for a little while. And Udinese again, you never know, might be one of those sides. Lazio, of course, have been a powerhouse in recent times. And the situation in Ligue 1 is continually difficult. PSG are so good. There's not a great need to go to one of the other sides at the moment. It's funny because I would like to maybe do that in the future. Go to a side like Monaco, Marseille, Lyon, Lille. You know, you've got options there to maybe build a team up over a period of a number of years, but you can't do it at the moment while PSG are such a force. And is there going to be a point where they start to drop off? Like you look at their team, of course, they've already let Mbappe go. Players like Raheem Sterling, they've got sort of an older side there. Marquinhos, John Stones, Saul's there as well. Kimmich, even Nathan Ake, viewers. You know, they've got options, although options are becoming more limited. Even players like Emi Buendia and Frankie de Jong, 30, 31, Marcus Rashford's 30. These players are going to have a massive turnaround. And don't get me wrong, the quality below there is very good. Like Pellegrini, Joao Pedro, they've got Atara in there, Bill McChrystal, some real quality. But we need there to be a big turnover, not only in managers, but in personnel at a team like PSG before we go to France. If we're not at PSG, of course, you go to PSG, you can spend a lot of money, but you need to have them a little bit weaker. They've already lost Mbappe, they've already lost Neymar. Like there's a chance at some point, but maybe not quite yet. We're maybe looking sort of 5 years down the line before we go to France. That's my thinking there. Again, with Germany, it's so difficult because they're not going to sack the Dortmund manager, which I assume is still Unai Emery. Like that's just not going to happen if he's that close to them. In Italy now we've completed it, England we've completed it, so it comes down to Spain. And is there a team there? Maybe Atletico Madrid will look to change things around a little bit. Fran Lobo continues to be an absolute powerhouse. Another striker with 10 finishing that scores quite a lot of goals for a team, strangely, bizarrely, for whatever reason. So there's options for us. I don't know if it's going to be straight away. And again, we're looking for that managerial shuffle. We need that to happen. And then, as I say, take key advantage of it. We need the likes of Liverpool, Tottenham, Napoli, maybe Lyon as well, to move some managers around. And then we can take advantage of that. Otherwise, I don't really know what the future holds for Glory Hunter. But this is part of the challenge. And of course, there might be a situation where if we leave Inter, will other teams think we want him? Like, I've done pretty well in the last couple of years. I've won titles. I can bring success. But am I a manager for the long term? That's the... If I was a chairman, I maybe would be worried about that, especially if I'm trying to build a project. But yeah, so much to think about. Of course, we'll cover it soon. Let me know what you think about the European Championships with Italy. Would you like it as one episode or break it into 2 parts maybe? Let me know. And yeah, if you've enjoyed this, if you've enjoyed our final season with Inter Milan, I salute these boys. And I'll see you again very, very soon. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more. And we love with care. Until next time, I'll see you again very, very soon. Goodbye. I mean, we've got the title. We came, we saw, we conquered.